You're right. How's your week been? Oh, that's good. Or bad. I don't know, because I can't hear you. But my week's been alright. It's been very stressful. My last week of college, I finish on the day of this video being uploaded, which is really sad. I'm recording this on the Thursday though, so I have a whole day to record and edit this. This wasn't the video I was planning to do, but my Wednesday was so busy. I didn't have time to get the video I planned to do. But luckily on the Tuesday, I went to an art exhibition. My friend Natasha is a really talented artist. She actually designed this tattoo for me and I love it. It's great. And she had her entire kind of back project of her entire year being presented in this huge exhibition at her college. So she asked her boyfriend and me to come along and see how it was. Her theme was entirely Disney. If you are not on my Snapchat, it's in the description. I posted all of my favourites from that exhibition on my Snapchat. But I did get a few videos as well, and I'm just going to talk about my opinion of art. It's not really a massively interesting video, but it is at the same time. So art for me is a really complicated matter because you don't have to understand it to appreciate it, but with some you do. With the more creative and in-depth ones, you kind of need to feel the emotion or the actual creepy feeling or the overjoyed feeling of what is being presented to you, and it is awkward to kind of try and compliment something when you don't understand it. Like, I'll be honest, with art pieces where it's just paint splattered everywhere and then they're like, oh my god, it's beautiful. It's not really art in my opinion, and modern art can, no. Modern art, just a load of junk scrapped together. No. There was this one really awesome piece though. I can't remember any of the artist names though, and the ones I do remember was because their names were said so frequently. But I will show some of my favourites now. There were these ones of 4 heads on a wall, and it was something to do with a parasite, and it shows the development of a parasite eating away at you, and I love it. It was amazing, it was really creepy, and it was just great. And right next to that, and I didn't get a clip of this, which is a really big shame, but it was of a steampunk, if you know what a steampunk is, it's kind of like all scrap metal kind of stuff, and it was made into this eagle, and there was like a huge clock on the wing. Oh, it was beautiful. There was this one girl called Lucy, I can't remember her last name, so I do apologise, but her piece was to create her own cereal. It doesn't sound like art. She completely designed an animation for an advert. She filmed some real life footage as well. She completely made the cereal from scratch. She designed her own bowls and cutlery, well, a spoon. And she designed her own box for the cereal. She essentially has created something brand new, and it's a potential business idea for her. Like, that's amazing. And I was so impressed by it because I would not think to make my own cereal. If I was an art student, I would focus on doing something extremely standard portrait stuff, but she completely thought outside the box, and I've got to give credit to that. That is amazing. There was another piece, and I'm really sorry I can't remember the artist for this, but it was just a load of string just completely covering this whole wall, like the whole back wall space, and it was just a load of string overlapping, making this amazing beautiful pattern. It was backdrop worthy. I loved it. It was like Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat. It was just a sea of colours, and you got a really nice feeling from it. Not only did it look satisfying, but it felt satisfying. And I felt honoured to be next to that. And just next to it was this amazing piece done by Alice, I think in it. Yeah, it was Alice, and it was like an armour piece, and it looks really cool. Very fantasy-esque, but you know, that's just my opinion of it, and it's meant to look brand new, not like battle worn or anything like that. But she did like a little photo shoot. As far as I'm aware in the clip, there is photos in the background where you can see it on her, and it is amazing. Really good. As a kid, art for me just wasn't anything special. I just used to think art was just drawing. I used to draw anime characters all the time, mostly inspired from Pokemon. That was before I heavily got into anime, because back then anime wasn't really a huge thing here, and also the ones that were here were super PG, if not way above there. There were a few things there that I didn't really understand, and this artist, Jen, I only remember her name because my friend Natasha said that she was Ginger Jen. It just fits. Jen, if you're watching, I'm sorry if that offended you. I really am. No, your piece was awesome. I didn't understand it at first, but then when I looked at it in context, when I actually read your little brief, I should say, yeah, because each art piece had their own little kind of spec that went next to it, and it was just a brief describing like what the whole thing is and what inspired them, and hers was amazing. Like, after reading that, and I was like, oh, that's what it is, and it was just incredible. It's very inventive, and it was just jackets with all sorts just shoved inside, and she did a full photo shoot for it, and it was just amazing. I felt cultured when going to this. Culture is important because it shows character, and character shows confidence, and confidence shows nothing. What was my opinion on my friend Natasha's piece? Amazing. And I'm not saying that from favoritism, because there were loads. Like, all the ones I've talked about were pretty much on par with each other, but obviously Tasha's just a little bit more, because yeah, favoritism. So completely contradicting myself there. But Tasha was incredible. I went wearing an As It Is t-shirt for their album Never Happy Ever After, and it was basically a reverse Disney castle, and then it said Never Happy Ever After on top of it. I wore that just to kind of keep with the Disney theme, just solely because why not? Show my support, show my love, get the rep in there, you know. People flocked to see her piece. It was incredible, and I was so amazed with how it turned out, because I have watched her on Snapchat building these sculptures from scratch, one by one, and it's just amazing to see them finished and in person as well. My favourite sculpture that she did was probably the Wicked Stepmother from Snow White. I just really love that. Like, to a T, it was perfect. It was amazing. You think you got Disney animators to actually build a little model of the character. Like, you wouldn't think that a student made that. And just the presentation of the whole thing was incredible. It was in the main, it wasn't in the main hall, it was in the front hall, so it was like one of the first things that you've seen. But it was tucked away in a nice little box, as you saw on the clip. So yeah, it was lovely. It really opened up my eyes about art though, because I always assumed, as I said before, art was just to do with drawing and painting, and I can't do any of them. I am awful with all of them. But needless to say, it does not mean I don't respect it. I just thought I'd tell you about my experience there because it was fun. I went with low expectations because I've saw little exhibitions before and they didn't impress me. But then again, I didn't go to good exhibitions. I just went to random ones. This was genuinely good. There wasn't one piece where I thought, I don't like that. Like, there was this other guy, he was 80 years old, because it was like an all ages course, and I feel really bad, I can't remember his name. I think it was Phil, I can't remember. I think it was Phil, but he did like these awesome ceramic birds, and they were incredible. Like, the precision you must have from that is incredible, and I am envious of his talent. And the fact he's that old as well, amazing, and I wish him the best. I didn't get to speak to him much, but I got to speak to him nonetheless, and it was really good. I'd love to talk more about all the pieces, but I've kind of said my thoughts on them. They did have little thought books, and Tash, if you're watching, the person who did those heads, I did write a comment in their book signed by CLHM because I thought it was funny to sign it from that. But just tell them, if you know the person, just tell them they did a fantastic job. Send them to this video so you can see that, and then send it to your friends as well, Tash, because I want all of your friends to know I loved every single one of their work, and if it wasn't shown, it was because I didn't have time to get everything, because I did vlog a bit late. It was only after being there for like 2 hours, I was like, I'm gonna vlog this, because Jen gave me the idea. So I was like, I'm gonna vlog this, it could be a potential video, couldn't be. Luckily, it did turn into a video because art is amazing. it is good. because I was treating it how I treat music, with an open mind and not a bias spectrum where you lean totally one side instead of the other. I was just solid in the middle, and funny enough, there wasn't one piece where I hated. There was pieces where I didn't understand it, like there was just a load of hands and then a foot. I didn't understand it, didn't hate it, because it was handmade and it was incredible. Like, I couldn't do that. But then they could probably look at me making music and they could say the same about that. If you have the chance to go to any art exhibition or convention, go to it, experience it, get some culture in you, get some character building, and see if any of it speaks to you, because you might be surprised. I was, and it was a great experience. I want to do another one. As far as I'm aware, all of the artists have got into university bar Phil because of his age. Like, I think he's just going to continue there. But all of them have got accepted into their chosen universities. But if any of them have any exhibitions going, I will go there. No matter where it is, I will go. It was really nice. This is probably the most pointless video to you, but I'm just talking about my experience with it all. And I thought it was worth making a video because I liked it. I had fun. And yeah. Just before I end the video, my new band Out Past 8 has a new song out called Wake Up, and it is out available on all online stores everywhere. I will link it in the description for iTunes, Spotify and Google Play, possibly Amazon as well. Actually, Google Play is probably not possible. I'll try and get a link for all of them anyway. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot that you're showing your support. Please leave a like, subscribe for more, and enjoy your Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and I shall see you next week.